Good evening all. This is Satish Kumar, Assistant Professor of EC Department. Now let us see the video lecture series on continuous time systems and its classification. What is mean by system? A system is a set of elements or functional blocks that are connected together to produce an output with a response to the input signal. System process input signal to produce output signals. Example, audio amplifier, receiver. While we giving the input signal to the system which can produce as the output signal. It is of continuous system and discrete system. X of t while applying to the continuous system which can produce the output as y of t. X of n while applying to the discrete system which can produce the output as y of n. Right? Continuous time system, it operates on a continuous time signal. Input or excitation produces the another continuous time signal, output or response. Response y of t is equal to capital T into x of t. Discrete time signal, it operates on the discrete time signal, input or excitation, and produces the another discrete time signal, output or response. Response y of n is equal to capital N into x of n. It can be classified into linear and nonlinear systems, time invariant and variant systems, causal and non-causal system, static and dynamic system, stable and unstable system. Linear system, a system is said to be linear if it obeys superposition theorem. Superposition theorem states that the response of the system to a weighted sum of the signals is equal to the corresponding weighted sum of response to each of the individual input signals. Condition of linearity, t into a into x1 of t plus b into x2 of t is equal to a into y1 of t plus b into y2 of t. Nonlinear system, a system is said to be nonlinear if it does not obey superposition theorem. Time period of a into x1 of t plus b into x2 of t which is not equal to a into y1 of t plus b into y2 of t. Time variant and invariant. Time invariant is also called a shift invariant and a shift variant system. Time invariant, a system is said to be time invariant if the relationship between the input and the output does not changes with time. Therefore, y of t is equal to t into x of t. T into x of t minus t1 is equal to y of t minus t1. A system is said to be time invariant if the relationship between the input and output changes with time. Y of t into x of t minus t1 should be not equal to y of t minus t1. Causal and non-causal system. A system is said to be causal system if the output of the system depends only on the present input and past output, but does not depends on the future input and output. Non-causal system, a system is said to be non-causal if the response of the system, the output depends only on the future input and also on the present input and past output. Static and dynamic system. Static system is also called as memoryless system. Dynamic system is also called as memory system. A system is said to be static system if the output of the system depends only on the present input alone. Dynamic system, a system is said to be dynamic if the inverse response of the system depends on the factor other than the present input is nothing but dynamic system. Stable and unstable system, a system is said to be stable if and only if satisfies the BI-BO stability criterion. BI-BO stable condition means every bounded input yields the bounded output. That is 0 less than x of t less than infinite, then 0 less than y of t less than infinite should be satisfied for the system to be stable. Impulse response should be absolutely integrable. 0 less than minus infinite, integral over minus infinite to plus infinite, h of tau into d tau should be less than infinite. Unstable system, if the BI-BO stable criterion is not satisfied, then the system is said to be unstable system. Now we can see the linear system. Y of t is equal to t into x of t. Function of a1 into x1 of t plus a2 into x2 of t is equal to a1 into y1 of t plus a2 into y2 of t. Left hand side sequence, it can be represented by y3 dash of t. Right hand side sequence, y3 of t. Therefore, y1 of t is equal to t into x1 of t. y2 of t is equal to t into x2 of t. Now we can substitute in the above equation. y3 of t is equal to a into t of x1 of t plus a2 into t into x2 of t. y3 dash of t, while we taking the t function as outside, therefore t into a1 into x1 of t plus a2 into x2 of t, therefore a1 into t into x1 of t plus a2 into t into x2 of t, therefore y3 dash of t is equal to y3 of t. The system is said to be linear system. Y of t is equal to sine of x of t, y1 of t is equal to sine into x1 of t, y2 of t is equal to sine into x2 of t. Function of y3 dash of t, y3 of t. y3 dash of t means y3 of t a1 into sine into x1 of t plus a2 into sine into x2 of t. LHS function of y3 dash of t function is can be defined by sine. Sine of a1 into x1 of t plus a2 into x2 of t. Sine a plus b formula, sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. Therefore, y3 dash of t should be not equal to y3 of t. The system is said to be non-linear system. Next one, time variant and invariant. Y of t is equal to x of minus t. T comma t1 means x of minus t minus t1. Y of t minus t1, whenever the t function, it can be completely replaced by y of my t minus t1. Therefore, x of minus t plus t1. Therefore, y of t comma t1 should be not equal to y of t minus t1. It should be time invariant function. Right? Next one, y of t is equal to a 10 into x of t plus 5. T comma t1 means it can be, whenever the input function, it can be replaced by minus t1 plus 5. T minus t1, 10 into x of t can be completely replaced by t minus t1 plus 5. Therefore, y of t comma t1 should be equal to y of t minus t1. The system is said to be time invariant system. Causal and non-causal. Y of t is equal to 10 into x of t plus 5 minus, while we substituting instead of t, minus 1 to plus 1. Minus 1 means 10 into x of minus 1 plus 5. Y of 0 is equal to 10 into x of 0 plus 5. Y of 1 is equal to 10 into x of 1 plus. The output depends upon the present input. The system is said to be causal system. Y of t is equal to x of t plus 10 plus x square of t. Minus 1 means x of minus 1 plus 10 9 plus x square of minus 1. Y of 0 is equal to x of 10 plus x square of 0. Y of 1 is equal to x of 11 plus x square of 1. Output depends upon future input. The system is said to be non-causal system. Static and dynamic. Y of t is equal to x of t into cos of 100 pi t. Minus 1 means minus 1 into cos of 100 pi t. Y of 0, x of 0, y of 1, x of 1. Output depends upon present input. The system is said to be static. Y of t is equal to x of t square. Therefore, minus 1 is equal to x of 1. Y of 0 is equal to x of 0. Y of 1 is equal to x of 1 square 1. Output depends upon future input. The system is said to be dynamic system. Now we can see the assessment. A system is said to be linear if it obeys superposition theorem. Define system and list the classification of the system. A system is a set of elements or functional blocks that are connected together to produce an output with a response to the input system. List the classification of the systems. It can be classified into linear and nonlinear system, causal and non-causal system, time variant and invariant system, static and dynamic system, stable and unstable system. Relation between the input and output does not changes with time is known as time invariant system. Static system is also known as memoryless system. If the response of the system depends only on the future input and also on the present input, past input and past output is known as future input means the system is said to be dynamic system. If the response of the system depends on the factors other than the present input is nothing but dynamic system. Thank you.